We are She Says. We are a dedicated space for women in technology to anonymously review companies. I'm Suki Galati. I'm a junior at Stanford University, and I'm passionate about this product because women are leaving tech in droves. By their 12th year in industry, 56% of mid-level women working in tech will have left to work elsewhere. And we have a responsibility to ask ourselves the question, why is this the case? Because contrary to the dominant narrative, the pipeline is not the only problem. We have a cultural problem. We have a cultural problem that shapes the lived experiences of women on a day-to-day basis. I've experienced it, my friends have experienced it, and it is important that we address it. Because educational reform is necessary, but not sufficient for those women for whom leaving tech is a conscious decision. Too often, the lack of women in tech is part of a silent mass protest. And She Says thinks we can help. We provide women with something they do not have, a space where they can be anonymous but heard, where they can hold companies accountable and promote a public ethic of transparency surrounding the day-to-day interactions that go on in these institutions. We also think it's important to have a sense of community here at She Says, because status quo practices of outlining these issues, i.e. HR processes, often further isolate people as opposed to creating that sense of community. By forefronting these women's voices, we think we can facilitate exploration of metrics such as female leadership, mentorship, team composition, and help women find their perfect fit. This is SheSays.co. By simply typing in the name of a company, you'll bring out that company's profile where you can see the stories of women and what they feel about the company. By signing in or signing up, you can add your own voice. We represent these individual stories in the aggregate through the presentation of a She Says score. The She Says score is a concrete number that reflects the general sentiment we see towards a company. We're seeking to expand the She Says score to include sub-scores that reflect views and values on specific company policies and practices, such as maternity leave, feedback processes, presence of female leadership. This will allow us to engage in cooperative and positive dialogue with companies to create concrete changes in their policies and practices. But to do this, we need your help in creating this community. We ask that each and every one of you here today write a review if you are able to do so, and if not, invite someone you trust to do it. If you're as passionate about this as we are, please reach out to us. We would love to have a conversation with you because we think together we can do something really great. Thank you, and any questions?
Are you planning on always focusing on women or moving into other verticals?
We're focusing on women for now, but we definitely think that they're an issue with other groups such as sexual orientation minorities, racial minorities, differing spectrums of ability. We want to first explore this area because we think every one of those groups is a very nuanced situation, but definitely want to expand in the future.
Okay, so I'm glad that you have this anonymous model. It encourages honesty. How do you protect identity but also ensure authenticity?
Sure, there's a couple of ways that we're, technical ways that we're toying around with this. Right now, it's based on a trust model as we focus on user acquisition. One solution that we're talking about right now is LinkedIn user authentication when creating the account, because these reviews, while the aliases are not shown, are tied to an account, and incorporating authentication processes there is probably the best way to hedge against that.
Just to confirm, you're a nonprofit?
Right now, yes, we're a nonprofit.
I'm actually interested to, like, from when people go to review, does it have like a natural bias to go in when they're unhappy versus how do you guarantee it's an average score where, like, if you go across that's like better just in general?
Sure. Oh, I guess that's time, but I would really love to speak with you afterwards.
Thank you.